After passing through the valley of knowledge, which is the last station of limitation, the wayfarer cometh to the first station of unity, and drinketh from the cup of oneness, and gazeth upon the manifestations of singleness. In this station he pierceth the veils of plurality, fleeth the realms of the flesh, and ascendeth unto the heaven of unity. With the ear of God he heareth, with the eye of God he beholdeth the mysteries of divine creation. He steppeth into the inner sanctuary of the friend, and, as an intimate, shareth the pavilion of the well-beloved. He stretcheth forth the hand of truth from the sleeve of the Absolute, and revealeth the mysteries of divine power. He seeth in himself neither name, nor fame, nor rank, but findeth his own praise in the praise of God, and in the name of God beholdeth his own. To him all songs are from that sovereign King, and every melody from him. He sitteth on the throne of, say, all things are of God, and reclineth upon the seat of, there is no power nor strength but in God alone. He looketh upon all things with the eye of unity, and seeth the effulgent rays of the Sun of Truth shining from the dayspring of the divine essence upon all created things alike, and beholdeth the lights of unity reflected upon all creation.
It is known to thine eminence that all the variations which the wayfarer in the stages of his journey beholdeth in the realms of being proceed from his own vision. We shall give an example of this, that the meaning may become fully clear. Consider the visible sun. Although it shineth with the same radiance upon all existence, and at the behest of the Lord of revelation bestoweth light on all things, yet in each place it becometh manifest and sheddeth its bounty according to the potentialities of that place. For instance, in a mirror, it reflecteth its own disk and shape, and this is due to the clarity of the mirror itself. Through a crystal it maketh fire to appear, and in other things it showeth only the effect of its shining, but not its full disk. And yet, through that effect, by the command of the Creator, it traineth each thing according to the capacity of that thing, even as thou dost observe.
In like manner, colors become visible in each object according to its nature. For instance, in a yellow glass, the rays shine yellow. In a white glass, they are white. And in a red glass, red rays are visible. These variations proceed from the object itself, not from the light. And if a place be shut away from the light, as by walls and a roof, it will be entirely bereft of the light of the sun and deprived of its rays.
Thus it is that certain feeble souls have confined the wide expanse of knowledge within the walls of self and passion, and beneath the cloak of ignorance and blindness, and have thereby veiled themselves from the light of the mystic sun and the mysteries of the eternal beloved. They have strayed far from the gem-like wisdom of the resplendent faith of the Lord of the messengers, have been shut out of the inner court of the All-Beauteous, and have been banished from the Kaaba of glory. Such is the worth of the people of this age.
And if a nightingale soar beyond the clay of self and dwell in the rose bower of the heart, and in Arabian melodies and sweet Persian tones recount the mysteries of God, a single word whereof quickeneth anew every lifeless form, and bestoweth the spirit of holiness upon every mouldering bone, thou wilt behold 1,000 claws of envy, and a myriad talons of hatred hunting after him, and striving with all their power to encompass his death.
Yea, to the beetle a sweet fragrance seemeth foul, and to the man sick of a rheum a pleasant perfume availeth not. Wherefore hath it been said for the guidance of the ignorant, cleanse thou the rheum from out thine head, and breathe the breath of God instead.
In sum, the differences among objects have now been made plain. Thus, when the wayfarer gazeth only upon the place of appearance, that is, when he considereth only the glass, he seeth yellow and red and white, and so it is that conflict hath prevailed amongst men, and a darksome dust from limited souls hath settled over the world. Others gaze upon the effulgence of the light, while yet others have drunk of the wine of oneness, and see not but the sun itself.
As the wayfarers traverse these three differing planes, their understanding and their words differ accordingly, and hence the sign of conflict hath ever appeared on earth. For there are some that dwell on the plane of divine unity and speak of that world, and some inhabit the realm of limitation, and some the grades of self, while others are completely veiled. Thus do the ignorant people of the day, who have no share of the radiance of the divine beauty, make certain claims, and in every age and cycle inflict upon the people of the ocean of divine unity what they themselves deserve. If God should chastise men for their perverse doings, he would not leave upon the earth a moving thing, but to an appointed time doth he respite them.
O my brother, a pure heart is as a mirror. Cleanse it with the burnish of love and severance from all save God, that the true sun may shine therein, and the eternal morning dawn. Then wilt thou clearly see the meaning of, earth and heaven cannot contain me. What can alone contain me is the heart of him that believeth in me. And thou wilt take up thy life in thy hand, and with infinite longing cast it before thy newly found beloved.
Whensoever the light of the revelation of the King of Oneness settleth upon the throne of the heart and soul, his radiance becometh visible in every limb and member. At that time, the mystery of the famed tradition gleameth out of the darkness. A servant is drawn unto me in prayer until I answer him, and when I have answered him, I become the ear wherewith he heareth. For thus the master of the house hath appeared within his home, and all the pillars of the dwelling are ashine with his light, and the action and effect of the light are from the light giver. So it is that all move through him and arise by his will. This is that wellspring, whereof the near ones drink, as it is said, a fount whereof they who draw nigh to God shall drink.
However, let none construe these utterances to imply the incarnation or descent of the worlds of God into the grades of his creatures, nor should they lead thine eminence to such misapprehensions. For God in his essence is sanctified above all ascent and descent, egress and regress. He hath through all eternity been exalted beyond the attributes of his creation, and will ever remain so. No man hath ever known him, no soul hath ever fathomed the nature of his being. In the valley of his knowledge every mystic wandereth astray. In the comprehension of his essence every saint standeth bewildered. Sanctified is he above the understanding of the wise. Exalted is he beyond the knowledge of the knowing. The way is barred, and all seeking rejected. His proof is his signs, his evidence, his being.
Wherefore the lovers of the countenance of the beloved have said, O thou whose essence alone can lead to his essence, and who transcendeth all likeness to his creatures, how can utter nothingness spur its charger in the arena of eternity, or a fleeting shadow reach to the everlasting sun? The friend addressed by the words, But for thee, hath said, We have failed to know thee. And the beloved alluded to by the words, Or even closer, hath said, Nor attained thy presence.
Indeed, the references that have been made to the degrees of mystic knowledge pertain to the knowledge of the effulgences of that Sun of Truth, as it becometh reflected in various mirrors. And the effulgence of that light is present within the hearts, yet it is hidden beneath the veils of selfish desires and earthly attachments, even as a candle within a lantern of iron, and only when the cover is lifted doth the light of the candle shine out.
In like manner, when thou dost strip the veils of illusion from the face of thine heart, the lights of oneness will be made manifest.
It is clear, then, that even these rays are not subject to egress or regress. How much less that essence of existence and longed-for mystery. O my brother, consider these matters in the spirit of enquiry, not in blind imitation. A true wayfarer will not be deterred by the impediment of words, nor daunted by the sway of insinuations. How can a curtain part the lover from his love, when Alexander's wall cannot keep them apart?
Secrets are many, and strangers are myriad. Volumes will not suffice to hold the mystery of the beloved, nor can it be exhausted in these pages, though it be no more than a word, no more than a sign. Knowledge is one point which the foolish have multiplied.
Infer, then, from this the differences among the worlds. Though the worlds of God be infinite, yet some refer to them as four. The world of time, which hath both a beginning and an end. The world of duration, which hath a beginning but whose end is not apparent. The world of primordial reality, whose beginning is not to be seen, but which is known to have an end. And the world of eternity, of which neither the beginning nor the end is visible. Although there are many differing statements as to these points, to recount them in detail would result in weariness. Thus some have said that the world of primordial reality hath neither beginning nor end, and have equated the world of eternity with the invisible, inaccessible, and unknowable essence. Others have called these the worlds of the heavenly court, of the celestial dominion, of the divine kingdom, and of mortal existence.
Moreover, the journeys in the pathway of love have been reckoned as four, from the creatures to the true one, from the true one to the creatures, from the creatures to the creatures, and from the true one to the true one.
There is many an utterance of the sages and mystics of former times, which I have not mentioned here, since I mislike copious citation from the sayings of the past. For quotation from the words of others betokeneth acquired learning, and not divine bestowal. Even so much as I have quoted here is out of deference to the wont of men, and after the manner of the learned. Further, such matters are beyond the scope of this epistle. My unwillingness to recount their sayings is not from pride. Rather, it is the manifestation of wisdom, and the revelation of bounty. If Khidr did wreck the vessel on the sea, 1,000 rights are in this wrong concealed.
Otherwise this servant regardeth himself as utterly lost and non-existent, even before one of the beloved of God, how much less in the presence of his holy ones. Glorified be my Lord, the Most High. Moreover, our aim is to recount the stages of the wayfarer's journey, not to set forth the conflicting utterances of the mystics.
Although a brief example hath been given concerning the beginning and ending of the relative and contingent world, yet a further illustration is now provided, that the full meaning may become clear. For instance, let thine eminence consider his own self. Thou art first in relation to thy son, and last in relation to thy father. In thine outward appearance thou tellest of the appearance of power in the realms of divine creation. In thine inward being thou revealest the hidden mysteries which are the divine trust deposited within thee. And thus firstness and lastness, outwardness and inwardness, are, in the sense referred to, all true of thyself. So that in these 4 states conferred upon thee, thou mayest comprehend the 4 divine states, and that the nightingale of thine heart, warbling on all the flowering branches of the tree of existence, whether seen or unseen, might cry out, He is the first and the last, the seen and the hidden.
These statements are made in the sphere of that which is relative. Otherwise, those souls who but with one step have traversed the world of the relative and the conditioned, and dwelt in the court of independent sovereignty, and pitched their tents in the realms of absolute authority and command, have burned away these relativities with a single spark, and blotted out these words with a mere dewdrop, and they swim in the sea of the Spirit and soar in the holy atmosphere of light, then what existence have words on such a plane that first and last, or other than these, should be mentioned or described? In this realm the first is the same as the last, and the last is the same as the first. In thy soul of love build thou a fire, and burn all thoughts and words entire.
O my friend, look to thyself. Hadst thou not become a father, and begotten a son, neither wouldst thou have comprehended these words. Now forget them one and all. Thou mayst learn from the Master of Love in the schoolhouse of divine unity. Mayest return unto God, forsake the land of unreality for thy true station, and dwell beneath the shadow of the tree of knowledge.
O thou dear one, impoverish thyself, that thou mayest enter the lofty court of riches, and humble thy body, that thou mayest drink from the stream of glory, and attain to the full meaning of the poems whereof thou hast asked.
Thus it hath been made clear that these stages depend on the attainment of the wayfarer. In every city he will behold a world, in every valley reach a spring, in every meadow hear a song. But the falcon of the mystic heaven hath many a wondrous carol of the spirit in its breast, and the Persian bird keepeth in its soul many a sweet Arabian melody. Yet these are hidden, and hidden shall remain. If I speak forth, many a mind will shatter, and if I write, many a pen will break.
Peace be upon him who concludeth this exalted journey, and followeth the way of truth by the lights of guidance.
The wayfarer, after traversing the high plains of this supernal journey, entereth into the city of contentment.